Now that we've implemented a list of resources, let's implement the next method, that it would be getAction, so that we can get an antelope by ID and show one entity. The method would be getAction, and we would receive the GlueRequestTransfer, and we're gonna return also a GlueResponseTransfer like we did here in getCollectionAction. The difference is that here we're returning a collection of antelopes, and here we're gonna just return one antelope. So we can take the same parameters here. And now that we have this method, let's get into the AntelopeReader and let's add a method to read an antelope like we did for the collection. So here we have the response reader. We have to go to the interface and let's add the method here. We're gonna call it getAntelope, as we're gonna just get one antelope, even though we're gonna return a glue response, but in the response in the data array, we're gonna have only one antelope. And here we have the implementation. It's very similar to what we did here in the getAntelope collection. We need to create an antelope criteria transfer. We need to pass also a condition. So we're gonna have these two variables here. And in the condition, the difference is that we're gonna set the antelope ID because we have to read only one antelope. In the call, we need to have the ID of the antelope. In this case, we're gonna call condition set ID antelope, and we're gonna pass the ID of the antelope by calling GlueRequestTransfer get resource. So by calling the get resource, we're gonna have the ID of the antelope. So what I mean is, if we take a look at the call here, let's create another method here. In this case, we make a call and we pass antelopes slash and then the ID of the antelope. Let's say that we're gonna pass the ID number 1, and this is gonna be the resource ID. So when we call get resource, we're gonna have this ID here. So that's what we're doing here in the reader. Let's cast it to integer here. Now we can add this condition to the criteria. So antelope criteria transfer, and then we're gonna call set conditions, and we're gonna pass this only one condition that we declared here. Now it's just a question of calling the same two lines that we call here. Okay, we can do the same here, and here of course we have to call get resource and then get ID. We can use the null safe operator here. We can extract these two lines in one method, and we can call it get antelope collection transfer, and we replace the other piece of code that was identical to this one. Okay, and you can see that we have this piece of code get antelope collection transfer in the get antelope collection, and we get it here also in the get antelope. So let's give it a try. We can call this endpoint here, and of course it's not gonna work because we still have to modify the controller and call our method here. So we call this get factory create antelope's reader get antelope. Okay, let's give it a try again. And you can see here we have the data, we have the ID, we have the attributes, and it's working.